thingies now. Why? Why are we not allowed to mention the sponsors?
Because they're a betting company, and betting companies aren't given any publicity.
What happens when we talk about the league then?
It's the Northern Premier League.
Not the Better Victor Northern Premier.
Well, that is its name, so it shouldn't be a problem, but...
Alright, we'll start again. I won't mention it.
Good evening! Welcome back to the Blue Army podcast. 2019-20 season. And here's the first of our semi-regular podcast.
Me, yeah.
I'm here with Dale Story. I'm
Rob.
So, reflecting on a hectic opening to the season. A defeat at Nantwich on Saturday, followed by the first 3 points on home soil. A good win over Whitby today.
I think what's strange is you were there on Saturday. You'd probably say they played better overall on Saturday than they did tonight.
Yeah, I'd go along with that.
Yeah.
We had a good 20-minute patch today, offensively, but defensively we really dug in and battled with 11 and then 10 men for the second half, really. Whitby really came into it, changed things a little bit at half-time. We had a couple of substitutions either side of a break and really approached the second half with a renewed vigour. But with Nathan Stainfield at the heart of the defence, held everything together really strongly. Nathan Hott looks a really good leader at the back as well. And it just gave us that platform which helped us to secure the 3 points. We cut out the errors that Liam King talked about previously and were rewarded with a very good 3 points to kick the season off. Yeah,
I agree. Thought the first half, like I said, the first 20 minutes nothing really happened. Ashton scores a really good first goal.
Confidence
again proving how vital it is that Gainsborough have kept him this season. And then after the first goal, they could have 2 or 3 really good chances, and then his second goal, which was quality, really good goal. The second goal,
one touch and
you at half time you're thinking, oh, this is they beat Whitby 4-1 last season quite comfortably in the end, and you're thinking it's something similar. Credit to Whitby. Made a couple of changes, didn't they?
Possibly one enforced just before half time, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then they brought another one on. Apparently both those that came on are new players for them.
Yeah.
I thought they were the better team in the second half, but as we said to Liam King, you saw the two sides Trinity. You saw the attacking in the first half, which was good. The defending in the second half, like you said, was excellent. And to be able to, when you have to change your shapes, take off a player of Joe Maguire's standard, shows how strong the cover is at the back this season. Yeah. I thought Hott was good. I thought Stainfield was the best player on the pitch. Again, following on from his, in my opinion, player of the season last season. And in the end, good for the goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet. That will have done his confidence the world of good. And he made a couple of good saves. I said on the radio, I felt that save he made right on half time was massive.
With his legs.
Because he shut his legs. And as a goalkeeper, you've been shutting your legs. It's one of the hardest things to do at speed.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a massive save. And if it had gone in 2-1...
He made a couple like that, didn't he? Because he made one at the start of the second half as well.
He did. If it got 2-1, they had the momentum.
Going in at half time, exactly.
Exactly. And I think that was a big moment in the match.
But I think their guys thinking the net's about to bulge here. And, he has,
I think the clean sheet in general is massive for Gainsborough tonight, because a lot of teams, you keep clean sheets, the opposition haven't threatened. Gainsborough really had to earn that tonight. Really worked really hard to get a clean sheet. And, as I said, it do Joe Green the world of good for his confidence.
Exactly. I spoke to him briefly afterwards, before the lights went out on the interview, and he wants to bring positivity and no negative energy to the calls. To bounce back like he did, fantastic. And, he's got to be praised for that, to get his head straight so soon after.
Yeah, because it was a big mistake on Saturday, and it's one of those that can really knock a player, can really knock the confidence, can really, the form can just go. And he's proven tonight that that's not the case. And I think this day and age in football, positivity is a massive thing, isn't it?
Exactly.
It seems to be a real in thing with football clubs, to be positive, to be, they don't. You often, when we speak to Liam King, you very rarely hear negativity coming out of him since he's come in.
No, exactly. And I think that's a big thing with, he kept faith in his goalkeeper. He said, I believe in you, I trust you. And that vote of confidence almost, he's been rewarded by it.
Well, one point that Liam King made pre-match to us was when he said every player on that pitch will have made a mistake on Saturday. As a goalkeeper, it's always a goal, isn't it? And, he's learned from it. And I think there was a cross right at the end which he had to come out for and gathered. And I remember saying to the people around me that would have done him probably better than the saves because it was a high cross, very similar to Saturday, and he dealt with it better.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives them a platform. It gives us a platform now, and we move on to the game against Warrington.
It's a big weekend, isn't it? I always think the bank holiday weekends are big anyway, but this one, I mean, the two massive tests for Gainsborough. I mean, I really seen tonight. I wasn't there on Saturday. I think there's a lot more to come from Gainsborough. I really do. And Warrington.
There's good indications though.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. That's not a negative saying there's more to come. I just think there's more, which is good. It's an exciting thing. And I think what will help on Saturday is that, no disrespect to Whitby, Warrington will come to win. Whereas Whitby, because they're one of them, even speaking to their local media, they're a side that are just happy to stay mid-table, stay in this league, which they've done really well on what they've got. They're a very small club, Whitby, that's not a negative. They are, and what they've got, they do really well. So they'd have taken a point tonight. Warrington on Saturday will come to win, and I think that'll play in Gainsborough's hands, because we saw glimpses in the second half tonight of Trinity breaking. If they broke with 11, if they had 11 men on the pitch, they'd have done it more effectively. So I think Saturday will be a really good game. And then on Monday, I mean, Matlock, I do believe, just from what you said about Saturday, I think this setup is better suited away. Yeah. I know they lost at Nantwich, but for, they scored 2 in 3 minutes, so for 87 minutes of that match, apparently Gainsborough were on top. So you've said, Dave said, everybody's, Kingy said. So I think this formation will work better away, and I think Matlock will be a really good test because they're currently top. I know it's only 2 games in.
Yeah, but 2 clean sheets in 2.
2 clean sheets
and
in
2. And a few players familiar to Gainsborough.
Now, come on, name these. I know John Stewart's there.
Yeah, Ben Gordon. Gordon's there. Then you've got Peter Cruz, who spent a little bit of time on trial last pre-season.
Okay.
It was him and Rod Orlando Young that had impressed on the flanks.
Yes.
So they both impressed, but didn't get deals. So they're there. I think that's all. I think it's just for free. But
because last season's victory there was a very important one, wasn't it? Because of Dave Freckinson being in charge, and Matlock were on a great run, I think, or they just finished a great run.
Well, we ended the really good run, and then
Gainsborough had not had the best Christmas in the world, had they? And it was
it
was
gave
good.
A little bit of hope, didn't it? And Johnny Margaret's got on the mark. Simon Russell had it a late on. Simon Russell, though, again today, the engine, 32, 33 years of age, still running about like a spring chicken, 88, 89 minutes on the clock. Still the man getting up in support of Gavin Allett. Can I just give Gavin Allett a shout out? Absolutely phenomenal work rate today. The hold up play on the ball, absolutely brilliant. And that partnership with Ashley Witherspoon is just going to blossom, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, definitely. You can see glimpses of that. I think it's obviously. I think management have felt the same as you, because that's why he stayed on. Because when Ash went off, I imagine it's always going to be a tricky one which one to take up, because Ash never stops as well, does he?
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that partnership is going to be brilliant, and I expect them to have a little bit of a competitive streak. Who's going to score more? And that's good.
We got that from Ashley, didn't we? We just had a bit of a chat with Ashley after the game.
And I think that's really good. That's good for strikers, as long as it doesn't become an obsession, which it won't.
It won't. It's friendly competition, isn't
exactly, and that's good. That's really good.
It's not like, Gav, I think the setup is for his second one. And Ashley set up the one for Gavin on Saturday.
Exactly, and I imagine forward players get as much out of an assist as they do a goal. Maybe.
No.
As long as the team score, maybe.
You can tell you're a goalkeeper, can't you?
Was.
I thought we were playing tomorrow.
I used to enjoy a good assist. I think I did about 2 in 12 years or something.
I could never kick the ball that far.
No, league I played, you could throw it. So I threw it down the pitch. 6-a-side, by the way.
You learn something new every day.
Well, there you go.
But no, optimism certainly abound, though, for the new season. It is that time of year, isn't it, Bo, when everybody dreams.
I think the team of last season would have let a goal in the second half, and then I think they may have crumbled, because Whitby played well second half. I thought Whitby played really well.
They deserve a lot of credit for how they came out second half.
They do, because
they gave it a go, didn't they?
They did, and they could have easily thought. A lot of their fans have described this as one of the biggest, hardest away games of the season. They could have easily just thought, compliment. Oh god, yeah. They could have just thought, you know what, not interested. Yeah. We'll go again on Saturday, whoever they've got. So, But no, they did well, and Gainsborough stood up to the challenge. And in the end, it's been a pretty good workout for Trinity tonight.
I did the typical commentator's curse on about the hour mark. We hadn't had a yellow card at that point, and I praised.
And they?
No.
And they all came in the last half an hour.
Yeah.
And they were all your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
5 in the end, if you count the 2 for.
I didn't think it was that sort of game really, but I thought it got a little bit tetchy. I think.
Listening to visited media, they felt that the more Whitby got into the game, the more Trinity just chose to foul. So I think there were a couple of tactical fouls in there, but
the same could have been said that was happening the other way, but didn't seem to go our way.
Yeah, there was one. I think Tom Davey made a good run, was fouled, but 5 yellows. It did not feel like I know Green got 2 of them, but it was 5 yellows, wasn't it? In the end, I agree with you.
They seemed to tot up very quickly.
They did.
I think it was 3 for left backs, wasn't it?
I think who was it? Kingsley James. I'm not quite sure why he got booked.
No, very harsh.
It's
because he looks like a Viking.
I thought the red card was pretty spot on. I don't know what you thought. Your angle, it was right in front of us.
To be honest, it was one of those where 2 players had gone in for the ball.
It wasn't intentional. It's just the other player got there first, and the minute
split seconds, isn't it?
That's it. The minute that happens, and I think it could have been a straight red. This day and age, I think if you're looking higher up, I'm not saying it was a straight red. I don't, no. It's non-league and it's a physical game, and that's good. I wasn't surprised. I know the people around us said we'd give him a shout out.
Yeah,
Mr. Happy. There you go.
Your words, not mine.
Yeah. We said you'd bottle it. Said it wasn't, but I think it was. It was definitely a second yellow. So,
but
there you go.
Hopefully shows the strength in depth that we've got. But we've got Tom Davey in the squad.
Tom Davey was excellent, wasn't he, when he came on? It was his kind of game, wasn't it? Very physical.
Yeah, I've nicknamed him Harry Maguire.
Why?
I think it's a forehead similarity.
Oh. So you won't talk about Mr. Happy, but you'll pick on Tom Davies' head.
Yeah.
Shows who you're scared of.
Well, love you, Tom. Love you, Mr. Happy.
Love you, Mr. Happy. That you hate that, you know.
It's your fault. You put me up to it.
I was talking to him earlier. I said we'd have to mention it.
And he was okay with it, yeah? Did you get the disclaimer signed?
Oh, no. But that's not his real name.
None of the dwarves were harmed in the making of this podcast, although this might be the last one.
Really?
Well, I might not survive after this one.
You only see you on Saturday. I'm not here Saturday. So...
No, you're off to Doncaster, aren't you?
I am.
Terrible.
Yeah, sorry. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a good game on Saturday. I really hope you beat Warrington. I agree with you. You said to Ash that we owe.
We owe them a couple, to be fair.
Yeah, and saying that, the game here, Warrington deserved to win. The Gainsborough were terrible. But from what I'm told by you and by Dave, the game at Warrington, it was a terrible decision. Gainsborough never lost the game.
The decision for standing on
I saw that. It was awful.
But
and of course, Alex Byrne coming back.
I wasn't mentioning Alex.
Why?
Pantomime villain.
Do you think?
Yes, very much so.
Which
we'll get a mixed reception.
I was going to say that. I think it will be mixed. And if the Alex Byrne of the beginning of last season turns up, I think Gainsborough got problems because he was very good.
Yeah. If the Alex Byrne of post-Christmas turns up.
Well, exactly. But I imagine he'll be just as up for it as...
Of course he will. I'm expecting a message at some point in the next couple of days.
Okay, but no, it should be a good one on Saturday. I think it'll be a good weekend, and then I think it's
busy weekend, isn't it?
It feels like it's really early. I mean, I've been moaning for a while about the fact this season doesn't start until middle of August. We've talked about it quite a lot.
We've got 5-6 games before the end of August, and we haven't started till the 17th.
The bank holiday.
It doesn't make sense to me.
The bank holiday, in my opinion, should be key. But how can it feel key when you've only played 2 games?
It doesn't, does it?
No, exactly. Whereas Northern Premier, I think they've played 4 or 5 games, and it feels like really important.
Yeah.
You know, but it's stupid. It just annoys me. And now Gainsborough have got this mad August, September, where it's nearly every Tuesday night, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's without cup replays.
The thing is, I don't get it. It's the effect that it has on the players. The players have to book time off work to get to these away games because they're on a Tuesday. I mean, even a home game.
Look at some of the Tuesday night. I mean, we've got. I think South Shields away is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And Stalybridge, which is an absolute nightmare to get to on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, obviously we're at this level. We've got to play our games against these teams.
It's just crazy.
But starting a couple of weeks early, you don't have the floodlights on a Tuesday night. I think the referees were credited today that floodlights go on after 5 minutes of a game. If you start 2 weeks earlier, the floodlights aren't needed on a Tuesday night unless it's tipping it down with rain.
Exactly.
So
you save money.
It's pointed out that it's a cost saving, but we don't have to pay players for a couple of extra weeks. But looking after the players, you start 2 weeks early.
Don't the players get paid for like pre-season and that?
Not normally.
No.
A few teams will pay players incentives early. I'm not going to say who. I don't want to tip off people on who might be paying early. But
also,
it was put to the vote. But
pre-season's too long. It's too long, isn't it? I mean,
9-10 games of pre-season games.
Why not start the same weekend as the Football League, the National League? Everybody's excited.
Well,
it's a great day to start.
Even the other leagues at our level have been going a week or so before us.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's crazy. And it's a way of attracting new supporters, isn't it? If you get in before the Premier League starts, it's something to do.
Exactly. And I think it's going to stretch, it did last season, it's going to stretch the small squad that all teams that Gainsborough have got. It's going to stretch them big
especially
time.
when you go for quality over quantity.
Well, exactly. And if they want a cup run as well, which I hope they get, then that's moving even more games, isn't it? So it's mad. But
us two sent in here into the wee small hours.
Yeah, it's good to be back there, isn't it? It's good to be back and having a moan. Gainsborough won 2-0, clean sheet, solid defensive performance, and we're still moaning. So,
Blue Army podcast. Signing off.
Bye.